Today, we're going to Zagreb, the capital of Croatia, and one of Europe's easiest capitals to underestimate. Many travelers come to Croatia thinking first of the Adriatic coast, Dubrovnik, Split, islands, beaches, and blue water. Zagreb is different. It sits inland, away from the sea, and its charm is quieter. This is a city of trams, cafe terraces, markets, old streets, hilltop views, green parks, and a few museums you probably would not expect. What makes Zagreb interesting is the contrast between its older upper town and its broader, more elegant lower town. Banja Luka Square is the natural place to begin in Zagreb. This is the city's main square. The square is named after Josip Jelačić, a 19th-century Croatian military leader whose equestrian statue stands in the center. Around it, you get a mixture of historic facades, shops, cafes, street life, and constant movement. From here, Zagreb opens in several directions. Dolac Market is just behind the square, the cathedral and Kaptol are nearby, and the streets leading toward the upper town are within easy walking distance. Just above Banja Luka Square, Dolac Market brings a completely different kind of energy. This is Zagreb's central open-air market and one of the best places to see everyday life in the city. The first thing most people notice is the color. The market is famous for its bright red umbrellas, covering stalls filled with fruit, vegetables, flowers, and local produce from the region. Dolac is often called the stomach of Zagreb, and that description fits. From Dolac Market, it is only a short walk to Kaptol and Zagreb Cathedral. This part of the city feels older and more ceremonial, and the cathedral towers have long been one of Zagreb's most recognizable sights. The cathedral's history reaches far back into the medieval development of the city, but what visitors see today has also been shaped by damage and restoration. Zagreb has suffered major earthquakes, including the one in 1880 and the more recent earthquake in 2020. Even under restoration, the cathedral remains impossible to ignore. Seen from nearby streets, from Dolac, or from viewpoints in the upper town, it still helps define the city's skyline. Kaptol also matters because it was one of the historic roots of Zagreb itself. After the cathedral and Kaptol, Tkalčićeva Street brings Zagreb back to a more relaxed pace. This is one of the city's liveliest streets, lined with cafes, restaurants, bars, terraces, and people who seem to understand the value of not rushing. Today, Tkalčićeva is a place for sitting outside, meeting friends, eating, drinking, and watching the city pass by. The street also has a deeper history. It once followed the line of a stream that separated two of Zagreb's oldest settlements, Gradec and Kaptol. Over time, that border became part of the city's everyday life. The upper town is where Zagreb becomes quieter, older, and more intimate. Compared with the lower town's broad streets and squares, this part of the city feels smaller and more enclosed, with cobbled lanes, old facades, passages, and unexpected corners. One of the most atmospheric places here is the Stone Gate. It is the last remaining gate of Old Gradec, but today it is more than just a piece of defensive architecture. It functions partly as a passage and partly as a small chapel. People still stop here to pray, sit for a moment, or pass through quietly on their way uphill. This is the kind of place that would be easy to miss if you were only chasing the biggest landmarks. But Zagreb rewards slower walking. The upper town is not only about one famous church or one viewpoint. It is about the way the streets connect, gates, courtyards, short climbs, and sudden views. St. Mark's Church is probably Zagreb's most iconic image. The church stands in the upper town, but what makes it instantly recognizable is its colorful tiled roof. The bright tiled roof shows two historic emblems, one for Zagreb and one for Croatia, Dalmatia, and Slavonia. Against the clean white walls of the church, the pattern feels almost too vivid to be real. This is one of those landmarks where the attraction is not only historical, but visual. Around the square, you also find some of the city's most important political buildings, which gives the area a more official atmosphere. Close to the upper town, 3 small experiences fit naturally together: the Zagreb funicular, Lotskak Tower, and Strassmeyer Promenade. The funicular links the lower town with the upper town in less than a minute. You can easily walk the distance, but the ride has become part of Zagreb's character. It is short, old-fashioned, and completely charming. At the top, Lotskak Tower gives the area its next landmark. The tower comes from the old defenses of Gradec, but today it is best known for the Greek cannon. Every day at noon, the cannon is fired from the tower, a local tradition that has become one of Zagreb's most recognizable rituals. Even if you miss the cannon, this area is worth visiting for the views. Strassmeyer Promenade runs along the edge of the upper town and offers one of the best perspectives over Zagreb's rooftops and lower town streets. The Museum of Broken Relationships is one of Zagreb's most unusual attractions, and that is exactly why it deserves a place in the top 10. It is not built around famous paintings, royal objects, or grand historical displays. Instead, the museum collects everyday items donated by people from around the world, each connected to a relationship that ended. Next to each object is the story behind it. That simple idea makes the museum surprisingly powerful. Some objects are funny, some are strange, some are painfully sad, and some are memorable because they turn something ordinary into something deeply personal. After the upper town, Zagreb's lower town changes the rhythm again. This part of the city is broader, more elegant, and more open, with 19th-century streets, cultural buildings, squares, and parks. One of the best ways to experience it is through the Green Horseshoe, a sequence of parks and squares that forms a leafy route through the lower town. The Croatian National Theater is one of the strongest landmarks in this area. Its grand yellow building gives the lower town a cultural centerpiece and adds a very different visual tone from the cathedral or St. Mark's Church. This part of Zagreb is essential because it shows that the city is not only an old hilltop town and not only a market and cafe city, it also has elegance, space, and a calmer kind of beauty. Mirogoj Cemetery may sound like an unusual place to include in a city guide, but in Zagreb, it makes complete sense. Located a little outside the busiest center, Mirogoj is one of the city's most atmospheric and beautiful places. It is known for its long arcades, tree-lined paths, monumental tombs, and quiet architectural rhythm. This is not a stop you visit for entertainment. You visit it for calm, scale, and atmosphere. Mirogoj is also important because it reflects the city's history in a broad way. People from different backgrounds, religions, and parts of Zagreb's past are buried here, which gives the cemetery a wider cultural meaning. It may sound unusual, but Mirogoj is one of the most beautiful places in Zagreb, and it gives the journey a calm, memorable, final stop. Zagreb is best experienced without turning it into a race. The center is compact, but the city reveals itself in the pauses. A coffee between 2 streets, a quiet view from above, a morning market, or a corner you did not plan to find. So choose a few places, walk slowly, and let Zagreb do what it does best: surprise you without trying too hard. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for free so you do not miss the next cities. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.